Finally, for the very last exercise of the review, we are told to do the graph of an exponential function. In this case, we have the function g of x equals 3 to the x plus 2. Here, Alex is telling us that we have to find 2 points on the graph and then do the asymptote. How are we going to find these 2 points? Well, I'm just going to give 2 arbitrary points to x. For example, let's find when x is 0, what happens? Well, I just evaluate 0. 3 to the 0 is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So the first point that I find is 0, 3. Okay? Now, another point, an easy one, is when g of 1, just for the sake of simplicity. That is 3 to the 1 plus 2. 3 to the 1 is 3 plus 2, that is 5. The second point that I can add here is 1, 5, just like that. And I'm going to use my Alex tool here to add those points. The first one is 0, 3, no, here, 3, plot, and the second one, 1, 5. Yeah, here, 1, 5, plot point. I have my 2 points there, so I no longer need this. Okay, here. Now I have to find the asymptote. So how do I know where the asymptote is? Well, because here I have a plus 2. Remember, in the previous exercise, the transformations of the graph, this plus 2, what does to my graph is, if it was like this initially, well, now it's going to be 2 points above. So my asymptote, if my asymptote originally was in 0, because it is translated 2 points up, now it's going to be here. So my asymptote, it's a horizontal asymptote, it's going to be placed here in number 2, just like that. Once I have added 2 points and the asymptote, I can click here and see how beautiful it is. There is my graph. Okay, what is the domain? Remember, the domain is the set of points on the horizontal axis. Or, by definition, the set of all possible values that I can assign to my function so that it is valid. There are no restrictions here, actually. I can put any number here. I can take 3 to the 0, 3 to the 1, 3 to the minus 1. There's no problem. So the domain in this case is going to go from minus infinite to infinite, because there are no exceptions to this domain. Any number you can think of, you can place it into this function. So my domain is like this, and it's going from minus infinity to infinity. Now the range is a little bit different, because it is not horizontal, but vertical. Vertically, what are the points that I am using? Here, if you look to the graph, I have an asymptote here in the point 2, because I know that the asymptote is a line to which my function approaches but never touches. I know that this function is never going across this point. So all of the values in y start here and go to infinity. So my range in this one starts in 2 and goes to infinity, like this. Now we check, and yeah, that's it for the review.